One of the newest additions to our local community is finally a bookstore back in the greater West Bloomfield area. Schuler Books is on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield, and not only are they a place you can go for enjoying a book and finding some great new reads, also some live events as well with authors coming in all throughout the year. Joining us now to talk about some of their upcoming events at Schuler Books on Orchard Lake Road is Alana Haley, Marketing Coordinator for Schuler Books. Alana, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, glad to have you on, as Schuler Books has had a really successful start here in West Bloomfield over almost a year now at this point that you've been in our community. How has this West Bloomfield store added to the Schuler Books legacy that's been so great and it really has expanded from Ann Arbor to Grand Rapids and all throughout the state, now being here in Oakland County?
Yeah, we're so happy to be there. The fun thing is, as soon as we announced we were opening, customers who knew us from some of our other markets, Grand Rapids and Okemos, those stores have been around the longest, and now live in the area that our West Bloomfield store serves. We're very excited because they know Schuler Books, and they finally had a store where they live again. And so it's been great to re-meet those customers and to meet so many new faces.
Yeah, it's a great store. I've been inside there a couple of times. I went in there just before the beginning of the new year to get ahead on some of my books in line for 2024, and a fantastic location. Alana, not only are you offering a wide variety of books and other services you'd expect from a bookstore, you also bring in quite a number of authors throughout the year. How does that play into the goal of Schuler Books and its mission, not only at the West Bloomfield location, but at all of its locations statewide?
Yeah, so our goal basically is to connect people with books. And there's no better way to do that than through an author event. We just find that once people have the opportunity to listen to an author maybe they've read before, or even if they're just discovering that author for the first time, and get to interact with them in an intimate environment, like in our bookstores, they have an opportunity to ask a question. They have an opportunity to talk with them for a minute or two in a signing line, that it just makes the experience of reading that book so much richer, and it makes it mean a little bit more. And so we just putting on events at all of our stores is one of our favorite things, from story times for little kids with picture book authors, to literary, to nonfiction. And we've hosted, small story times, and we had Kem this fall, the rhythm and blues musician, and he had hundreds of people in our store, and they were so excited to be there. Sometimes we have people come from all over just to see an author that they particularly love. We get people that come from Canada, Chicago, Indiana, Ohio regularly, way up from northern Michigan. They'll come down just to see an author. So they get to experience our store, we get to meet them, and then they get to have a great experience, all about reading.
And especially, it's no secret in 2024 that, in many places and in many companies, independent and nationally, that bookstores have had quite a struggle in recent years because of the advancements of the web and people being able to purchase books on a variety of different websites. But there's something about being in a bookstore, and people capture that when they are going out to something like a book reading event or a discussion with an author, and that's got to be something that's so core to what you're doing at Schuler Books, because it's getting people to come out to the stores, and once they're there, Schuler Books speaks for itself.
Well, that's a great commercial. I couldn't have said it better myself.
So, Alana, you got some fun events coming up. You do have some authors that are coming in over the coming weeks and months at Schuler Books' location. That's in the Gateway Center on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield. Tell us a little bit about some of these authors you got coming in, and what your focus is when you're looking for some of these visits.
Yeah, so we are a general interest bookstore. We have all genres for all ages. So we want to make sure when we're putting our event calendar together that we cover our bases and there's something that's of interest to everyone, to every reader. So that's kind of our focus. Is we're trying to bring as many quality events as possible. We also like to highlight our local Michigan authors as often as we can, and so you'll note in our schedule, we'll always highlight if it's a local author or a Michigan author that's appearing in an event. Last night, for example, we had Michigan poet Keith Taylor. He's been around for a long time, presenting his collection of poems that basically span his career, and they're the most loved, most lasting of his poems. So we even do poetry events. And I will say that the cool thing about events is most of them are free. We want low or no barriers to entry. We want everyone to be able to experience them. So every once in a while, one may require the purchase of a book as your ticket, but that's pretty rare. And if you haven't been to a book event in a while, they're not kind of maybe the stuffy wine and cheese sort of things that maybe you have experienced in the past. They are pretty casual, and there's almost always a Q&A portion. As I mentioned, there's always a signing at the end where you can interact one-on-one with an author, get a book signed and often personalized. And so our events are very interactive. They're a lot of fun. We've had people make new friends at book events. We have book clubs come to book events. So it really is for every person. And so, yeah, poetry. One of our big exciting events coming up is we have a best-selling young adult author, Marissa Mayer, who's going to be in conversation with a Michigan romance author, Lissa K. Adams, who we love a lot. We always do her book launch when she has a new book coming out. And it's an interactive event for, those young adult readers. There's going to be crafting, and it's just going to be super fun. It's on Valentine's Day. That right now we only have a few spots left. So depending on airing, we could be sold out, but check that out if you have a young adult or reader who loves Marissa Mayer. On February 21st, First, we're thrilled to welcome best-selling, award-winning author Rebecca Mackay, and we've been pushing the word out on this one, and it just seems to slow the registrations to get going, and I don't understand it. She's amazing. Her books are amazing, and it's the paperback tour for her most recent book, I Have Something to Tell You, and she'll be in conversation with Emily Tobin, who's the community engagement librarian at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. It's a ticket event that requires the purchase of a paperback. February 22nd, we have another poetry event with a poet from Detroit. We have Kimberly Garrett Brown with historical fiction on February 27th. We have Barb McQuaid on March 13th to present her new book, which just came out, Attack from Within. She's a legal scholar, analyst, regular on MSNBC, legal expert, as well as a professor at University of Michigan, which is her alma mater. And coming up in April 7th, we also have illustrator author from Michigan, Supriya Keller, who does the most amazing story times with often like almost 100 kids, and she brings snacks, and her new picture book is just beautiful. She's the author illustrator on this one. It's called And Yet You Shine, about the Kohinoor diamond colonization and resistance. So we have events in the pipeline all the time. More are getting added every day. You can find them on your phone at schulerbooks.com, on your desktop. Sign up for our newsletter, which comes out once a week, and follow us on our other social media channels so you don't miss a thing. And we do ask, even if the events are free, that you register with us online just so we can be prepared. We want to have enough chairs so everyone can be comfortable, and make sure we have enough books just in case people would like to buy and have a book signed.
Always a bunch of fun happening at Schuler Books, and of course, a wide variety of selections for people of all different tastes. More information on their upcoming events, including how you can register, as Alana said, on SchulerBooks.com. You can follow them on Facebook and other social media as well at Schuler Books. Alana, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.